I was watching the Green Bay Packers game and 49ers, and they say we do this for the community. And I just filed the civil rights on the state of Texas and on the NFL league, and then I went to the Supreme Court and messaged the Supreme Court, and then filed the civil rights on the highest Supreme Court. I do this for God and Jesus. You do this for the community. I do this for God and Jesus. I need you to understand what's at stake here. Rules was broken by American businesses and American corporate. Donald Trump refused to understand these things. Texas business have mistreated disability. They have not understood it. They have lied. Donald Trump rules was broken, and I have to do whatever it takes to stop you, to stop the black and white with their own opinions, narcissists, and let God win over hatred. I made this very clear to what I just did. God said, NFL, I found you. And when I found you, I filed the civil rights. Then I went to the Supreme Court. Then I did it against the Justice Department. God said, I demand justice. We demand that be understood. Jesus demand that the light of the Spirit wins. That we should not be judged. I learned so much just for being at Smith and just being on a football team and just being with my brother and being in theater. I just been around some great people, especially Grizz. I remember the football coach when everybody was trying to show me things. And I remember the Newman Smith football coach and Big Nick and everybody wanted to show me how to do this. But they said, Hubert, let me show them. Those words, Hubert, Hubertseller, those words will never be forgotten. And I talked to my brother and Big Nigga, I talked to the whole things that never be forgotten. But remember these things. God said it ain't over yet. When Trump is putting things before them, and I just filed the civil rights on the Justice Department. Then I did the Supreme Court. God said, you got God and Jesus dealing with a whole lot. And he don't got time when his child trying to live his life. And you instead of go against the grain. And people mindsets, there's a billion of you. And I know all of you think different, and all of you have things different. And all of you different. People gotta thank God and Jesus, thank Sabina for everything. You gotta really, because you know what? She got me on that's doing the most right now. She got me doing the most right now. She really do got me doing the most right now. So the thing is this: God and Jesus had enough of it. He had enough of it. You have broke rules that you was not supposed to break. And Trump had his own opinion. Trump, you stood by them. Governor Abbott, you stood by them senators. God and Jesus said you are unworthy of your title. You stood by, nobody should not be terrorized and racist words should not be said out the car. And your 911 dispatcher didn't answer my call and they laughed. You didn't want to come to the mall and answer. That is wrong. For your political opinion, that is wrong for what you did. That is wrong for what you did. And now the mayor and attorney pastor want to not take responsibility for their actions. And now since Donald Trump and Joe Biden having conflict, God said, I will not get into with your conflict, with your lies and your debate and your arguments. Things need to be straight. And I told Walmart, God said, is you ready for change? We can make change together. You know what thing told me? James told me when we got into an argument, and some people throw ice on me, and I wanted him to write him up and get rid of him quick. And he said he would take time, but business is business. So let me tell you, when things are not getting taken care of, God is about to take care of things in a major way. Business is business for justice, for understanding, not breaking laws and not understanding us. I make it very clear. We are going to sanctuary every American business. We are going to sanctuary them. That money will go to half the disability and half to give Social Security workers raises. I have had enough of this journey. So I want you to know something, what has been done. I have come back to being, we have took care of a lot of issues. They made me lose my kid when they lied, and I've been terrorized in racial name, and I try to get to the Social Security, and I know why I said, and I got to them, and they say, and I told them off of Lil Wayne's son, the big song, getting your punches crosses the line. Just hope somebody remember that. And somebody changed their answer machine. If anybody threatened the Social Security, do harm to a Social Security would be penalized. That means, after all I said, you heard me. After all, we have to say things for you to hear us, to stop hanging up in our face and tongue. I had to go through all of those things for you to finally listen and change. Then you changed it up again. That is sad, man. And I already had your workers' behavior. Laughing and tongue. I want that guy to know something that laughed at me, right? I want him to know what I mean. And the lady, I want him to know next time you laugh at me at the call center, I want to know what God can do. What God can do. I want you to know what God can do. When you laugh at somebody and the lady says, sue us, neglect and abuse of a disability. I want you to know something, what we doing here and how we going to move a power and greatness. You say sue us as you want, right? Look at God and what God making me do. She thought I was bluffing, right? The next time my local office tell me I didn't call and I didn't do nothing, the next time he tell them, oh, you was on that phone. No, I called. But everybody don't want to listen. I'm tired of it. They do it again this year. No, we're going to put a stop to it right now. And I watch Capitol Hill. You cannot address these workers. So I tested you a little bit. So I called the food stamp office, called the thing office. I tested you a little bit and see where you stand and we can change out the personalities of customer service. I called the Army, called I tested you a little bit. Let's test how you adjure and talk to people. Let's test the little waters a little bit. You know, I even text the RS. I asked them, I say, I want to know how you act in an interview. I want to know how you do things. Yeah, get money, stay out the way. You be a baby. You be with challenges and how you work with them. Let's test these theories and how these things gonna come out. Let's try from a different aspect since the American business don't want to change. Let's try with our government. I want to test your personalities. Come on, let's test these things. I'm still waiting for RS to make a comment. I want to see you on YouTube and how you address and how you act in the interview. And let's test the waters a little bit. I want to test the waters a little bit of you. I want to test the eyes and everybody, the government. I want to test your waters a little bit. Come on, let's test it. Come on, I want to tell Joe Biden, let's test it a little bit. I want to see how they act with challenges. Let's test the waters a little bit. Because I'm tired of America business and God tired of it. Let's try with the government. Let's try with them. Let's try with Social Security. Anything else, I'll go up there and ask for an interview, ask for a specific job and how to do things. Let's test it a little bit and how they act. Let's test it. I'm willing to test it. Come on, let's test the personalities. When I told James, let me tell you what I told James. James got mad at me. Then I told James this. James said, yeah, James, I'm not saying that I'm coming back. I said I'm going to, when I go to Atlanta, I want to go and see out the personalities. And he rolled his eyes at me. And he rolled his eyes at me. He rolled his eyes up at me. So he know I was going. The same thing I told him. I never promised. He rolled his eyes. He know I was going to figure out the personality. He rolled his eyes at me the moment I told him that. By that door, when I told him I'm going to figure out the personalities. This is a part of change. We can make this. We're going to hire 100 people at each store, Walmart, to help them out with CBLs. We in each part of Walmart, this is a part of change. I'm gonna be the CEO over the disability department. Operation to make sure we're gonna have seminars with schools and do these things and make changes. And we're gonna have people that's gonna help it. Everybody got a different talent. Everybody got different abilities. Let's make change together. T.I. say you ran out of good people to they don't got good people. Grizz is a good person. Amazon working on me. All of them when I had trouble with my tail gun at Irvin and Plano. All of the employees helped me out. Every morning I came in there and I didn't get into my tail gun. They helped me out each time. I don't want to hear that is not. I want T.I. to hear. I don't want to hear. God don't want to hear if it don't have good people. Because I worked that one. I worked with Amazon and employees and everybody. I worked with them in Irvin and Plano. I think Irvin, Plano, one of I think it was in Plano when I worked. My name is. I worked in Toys R Us. I worked with them. Brittany and them. They helped me out. I was able to. And Robin was scared of me when I was bending. I learned how to bend and stock, and they taught me how to bend more. Well, this is not over with yet. T.I. said, I'm like, Grizz took me everywhere with him. He took me to a corporate office. They got a thing about 1216. He helped me build stuff where they keep paperwork. He took me to Home Depot, went to NASCAR. Him and his wife said, Hubert, I refuse to distribute that. They don't have good people in this world. And it do got good people. Like Grizz don't even know. I'm up there talking to the sponsors. I'm shy talking, just being around a lot of people. And just being around a lot of NASCAR and going talking to everybody, and I'm talking to the sponsors and stuff at NASCAR, and I'm shy, and he don't even know it. I'm shy at NASCAR. I'm actually shy of it. So Grizz, I remember on the forklift, and he didn't let nobody know. I wish he would have trained me more. And he said, Hubert, I'm gonna show you how to do this, and like he started doing this. He said, Hubert. He started laughing at me 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I thought it was funny too because you don't drive that thing like that, and you don't drive it like that. And it took me a while to operate the scrubbers, the machines, and he worked with me every day. So he watch me one more time. He worked with me every time. He taught me how to paint. I was able to go to the store and go to the second store. He taught me how to do things when he fixed on bikes and Toys R Us fixed on bikes. I worked at Big Lots in electronics. Sabina used to come in there, and Mom used to come in the Big Lots when I was 15, 14 years old, and come in there, and I couldn't touch the equipment because I wasn't old enough. And used to come in there and peek at me, and I'm working in electronics. We not worried about where Renee stayed, because different thing. Because to this day, my manager, when I was a kid, she asked me if I was coming back. I thought you was gonna come back after high school. So Big Lots is one of the main schools that participate in schools, and I in 2019 I'm catching Capel and catching other students. And yesterday, I told him when I was in, Edward didn't remember me. He just remembered my name, but he actually don't remember me. I had to actually go to the store and actually talk to, because me just talking to him, it didn't do no good. So it didn't do no good. So a person got to remember your face because it's been so long ago. And he probably didn't remember me calling him and thing. He said, I thought you was gonna come back after school, after you get out of school. And and I remember these things and the confirmation of this working. We are gonna have school seminars. We're gonna work on it with disability. We're gonna talk to people, parents in schools, music and all the rest of them. This is something that for everybody can do. This is this is for everybody can participate and have this thing is. We're gonna get with disability. We're gonna Walmart. We're gonna have seminars. We're gonna go to schools. We're gonna talk to classes. We're gonna do more. We're gonna talk to disability, and their parents gonna be there. What is the ability is? We're gonna do so much more. Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to change the platform of the world? We got to be in it together. We got to do this together. And when we do this together, ain't nothing can beat us. When we do this together, ain't nothing can beat us at all when we do this together as a team, as an America team, as God's children. Remember, America is just the name. God is abiding in the spirit. When you collide those things, you got God bless America. You got God's spirit overpowering the darkness. Let's do this together. Let's do this for the sake of God and Jesus. Jesus asking for something that's greater. So let's do these things. What these things is, and people having a Sabina have already spoke her mind already, and her mom and daddy said it's not time yet in my relationship. I'm sorry to talk about those things, but other people is not understanding the situation here, and it causing conflict. God have to understand we will never back down. We will never back down. Let's take the darkness out and bring in the light. Shout out to Taylor Swift. You know, I'm not done this yet. I'm not done this yet. You put me through too much. Now we gotta fight. God said we gotta fight a lot more. Everybody got their own ability. But one thing God told me, make sure your health is good. Make sure you keep it up. I need you to I need you forever. I need you to last. Let's get ready to do this together. Are you ready to do this together? Let's not stop. Let's not back down for this. And I already filed the civil rights on the Supreme Court. We can take this without even violence. The highest Supreme Court. We didn't already did this already. God said our enemy will try to come at us in any kind of way, and our government, the stupid, wanted to believe them. The stupid wanted to make money and believe them for records and recognition. God said you can't tell when somebody tell a lie. What they did in that community, anybody come up to you about his child Hubert, you have a problem. So I'm not trying to argue with people, and he talking about some. Nobody got time for that crap. Let's make change together. Are you ready? I'm trying to handle all of this behavior and all this stuff that's going on. And I told us the cause and the Social Security that did good, that listen. I hope you get a bonus. I hope you get your bonus that listened to me and told me to go back in and every time I was getting treated bad, and people that didn't want to listen to me, and Carlson lied to me that ticket to work permit twice. Once when I was trying to twice. Dishonesty is coming from the government. Dishonesty is coming from them. And God is tired of it. Tired of you sticking by your lies. I was on UP Live talking to people, having them on phone calls, talking, letting people hear conversations, because that was for the greater good. But not is enough. Joe Donald Trump pushed it. This is not right, guys. You got different mindsets here. You talk about community, NFL, Green Bay Packers. Let's talk about God and Jesus. You know, let me tell you something. I remember you meeting the U-Haul CEO. He wanted me to do more. And you know, and to let the employee determine that and not let me determine that becomes a problem for me. And braiding them. And I refuse to let that happen. I'm not going to let braid. That's all. You don't know what I can do. When you can't teach and do your things. And Isaiah, you don't know what I can do. We are not done this yet. So God say, watch you pay attention to them. So God say, I told my lawyer, my state attorney, this. I need her to put on her big drawers when she dealing with me. I ain't the one to be tampered with. You hear me? You don't have to put on your little big drawers dealing with me. You don't have to put on your big drawers. I told my lawyer, state attorney, I said, I'm going to make you want to leave the state attorneys and start your own law firm. I might invest in you. God said, I might invest in you. You said you got a lot of clients, right? Right? And God said I might invest in you. And I don't know what they paying, baby. Come on. I ain't with all of that. You hear me? I ain't with all of that stuff that you talking about what was done. Family can be forgiven. But right now, what the community did and what Social Security did, it got to be understood. It got to be addressed. You think you're going to get away with it, call center? And Atlanta thought they was going to get away. Oh, it ain't over with yet, partner. Mistreatment, telling me go shut up and sit down. Oh, you think you was going to get away? Oh, I told you, when you had me in my ID looking at me with your little attitude in Atlanta. I hope they hear me. When I left my ID and you looking at me rolling your eyes. I want you to know what God is like. I want you to know what God, Atlanta. I want Atlanta. That lady know who I'm talking about in Atlanta. I hope this get to her. I hope this get to her. She knows exactly who she is. Oh yeah, I want her to know that downtown, before he even type out that guy in downtown D, in downtown Window D, in Atlanta, he know who he is too, Mexican. Before you even gave my information and put me in the computer, you was being mean to me. You didn't give me a chance to even tell you anything. That's not right. That is not right. I want to know why they were so scared on that computer in Atlanta. When before I can give him he started press. They were scared of me for some reason. Why is that? What did they see on that computer that made them scared? That is the question I want to know, because they was not acting normal on that computer. They was terrified. They got glassy. Texas got wood, but they was scared for some reason. I don't know what they saw or what scared them. I don't know what scared them. I don't know I don't know what was on that computer that scared the crap out of them, that made them be scared and just act the way they saw something that scares them. Hubert, HUBERTSELERS. What did scare them? That's what I want to know, Trump. Why they was acting the way they acting towards me in Atlanta Social Security when I went to 20 Social Security? You ain't gonna put me all through that effort. And I found that I got a caseworker in Atlanta. So if I got a caseworker in Atlanta, I got a caseworker all over and they working on my cause. I gotta trust and believe that everything is gonna come the way it is. Trust and believe that everything is gonna come. I told Joe Biden and Governor Abbott, I told Joe Biden, you're not making a good choice about taking it and paying back money. You know what you're doing? You're agreeing with them. You're agreeing with the community that can't treat people right in businesses. So I wanted to let you know something. You're agreeing with them. You hear me? This is not right. This is not right to agree with people and say they have a right to say something about their tax dollars and complain. And they don't know how to act. And they lie time and time again. We should censor every American business every year. The IRS should have the percentage of people not at the participating. Look at the percentage of jobs. Every year we hire more people to look at the percentage of who not hiring disability. Let me tell you something. Somebody, one time, but they didn't speak up for you. Somebody have already spoke up for me. The one girl I want her to know, Sabina did. Her mom and her did. So I'm not even. I just gotta leave. Mirza got some issues, man. Some jealousy issues. I'm sorry, man. But remember, you can't kill something that's for God and the love that I. So, Walmart, can we make change? Can we do change together? Can we make change and make a big impact soon? Let's do this together. You know, people on Instagram wanted it. Twitter, people, custom, other people wanted it around the world. Let's do this together. God and Jesus say you're not going to find Jesus by body and God by body and Jesus by body. You will find them by spirit. Let's make this change together and make a better future. And I want these kids to look at Joe Biden and look at Obama and them and look at Donald Trump. If you're going to be impeached, Donald Trump could have did something and be impeached or overpower in the community about tax dollars. That is doing something good. That is doing something good where they know that's wrong at. When they know that's wrong. If you're going to be impeached as the next president, the daughter's president, wherever you at, be impeached for doing something good and the community is going to respect you even more. And it's not going to matter about Capitol Hill. The people are going to lay down and say, I respect you. I respect everything that you're doing. Can we If I kneel down, if I'm at an NFL game, if I kneel down, you know what I'm kneeling down to? I'm kneeling down to Jesus and God. That's what I'm kneeling down. Even though He gonna tell me to get up, but I'm kneeling down to Him. But I want them to know what we do is something greater, what you can't understand. You let that state attorney try to break my mindset. And Judge Kennedy got mad, and I'm asking for their jobs. Either you take care of them, and it's going to be a hell of a fight. And I already talked to the Supreme Court. And you take care of Gainesville and those documents, or it's going to be a hell of a fight. You see, I will already win. If we take it to the Supreme Court, yes, I will already win. Because then I filed the civil rights on the Supreme Court. So when they have day of arguments and I'm able to go there and buckle up, you can't win CPS. You can't win Gainesville. So everybody better think about their decisions, and they better think about it right now. You better think about those documents that you saw Claude claim. Because the day you decided to write what you write, I'm going to take care of you. I remember I used to stay in the country. You know, it reminded me of, I'm watching, I Fell in Love with Heartland. You know, I grew up in New Orleans. I used to go to Opelousas when I was a kid. And I used to go to the country, and I played the Mardi Gras. I've been around horses. My band teacher used to get on my butt a lot. What I told you about talking to those cheerleaders, what I told you about doing it. And I'm marching with horses. One thing, horses step on my shoe, and I'm like, oh, no, Lord have mercy. I'm like, God damn, I started carrying the scraper. When I started carrying that scraper, it was like, no, I was actually carrying the scraper, guys. My band teacher used to get on my butt every time when I told you about talking to cheerleaders, when I told you about talking to, then I told you to get in line. Like one time he told me not to bring my instrument home, and I brought my instrument. Like, then I look. I'm tired as heck. We walked 8, 10 hours, 11 hours. Oh, then I don't care. Hold up for a second. Hold up. My feet hurting. My feet hurting. So I'm playing instruments. And I didn't always focus on my instrument every time and all of that. But I listened to the trumpets and people would show me things. And I think that was the most greatest thing about, when I got stabbed, a person taught me how to swim in the East Department with Lil Wayne, and they taught me how to swim. I didn't even know how to swim. And I never forget that, man. Like one of my friends that we grew up in New Orleans, when Lil Wayne them and T Screech and them was at, I had a cast on my arms in the New Orleans courtroom. The girl mama came and checked up on me and brother. And I can tell she was sorry because I looked in the spirit of her and saw her in the New Orleans courtroom when we was kids. So I remember that feeling. I remember that feeling of forgiveness. God said, remember that, John, I gave you, so remember that. So Ashley, her brother and mama really checked up on me. So I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about my love story and talking about with me and somebody. My life, yeah. Cause I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. I was so mad, and I'm a Peyton Manning fan. Like I was at the over there by Walmart, about 2017. Me and the girls was talking over there by Albert. They got a restaurant over there about 1216 or 2996. Albertson. I know Applebee's. I think that's the name of the place over there about 2996. And the girl's a Peyton Manning fan, and I'm a Peyton Manning fan. So I'm a big football fan. And I love it when he went to the Denver Broncos. Man, he was so great because the coach gave up on him. And and that was so great that nobody didn't give up on him. He was able to bring another champion, take the playoffs, and and take it to the playoffs. That was the greatest thing about it. Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing? So let's move in a way that we can't move and move in a positive direction. Let's keep it going. I read a magazine at CVS over here in Walgreens. I gotta find my magazine. You're gonna have a rough day. You're gonna have a bad day. But as long as you carry the day out with a good day at the end of the day, some days in the morning you're gonna have a bad day. Evening you're gonna have a bad day. As long as the end of the day you have a good like you turn it out with a good day. Don't worry about it's a great man. It was a positive. I gotta find a magazine I brought here.